Neumi. We are so excited to be with you again. Translation, you'll find it available on the screen. You'll also see it on your ticket. We are from the South, and we have a terrible drawl. So we're going to apologize if you can't understand us, but we're trying to talk slow. We are so happy that you are here. If you're happy you're here, let me give a good round of applause to you. Everybody, yes, thank you so much. All right, we got a lot of stuff to do. We've got, who loves free merchandise? Free, yes. One gentleman right here loves free merchandise. I'll make sure I find you. We're going to be giving out some free stuff. We've got shopping. We've got all kinds of new information. But first, we want to get down to business. As you settle down, we're going to be introducing you to our corporate team. This is the reason that we are here. So thank you so much for finding your seat. We're going to be bringing it down a little bit. Thank you. We're going to get some order in here. We've had so much fun. It's been so beautiful in Barcelona, a little hot, but we're happy to be here. Now, every company has to have a visionary. Tonight, you're going to be meeting our visionary, Steve Scott. Without a vision, you have nowhere to go. And we have one of the most amazing visionaries ever. And we're going to be bringing him to the stage. Can you get on your feet for Steve Scott?
Got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night.
All right. That's not all. That's just one person. Sherry.
Okay. So it is my pleasure and my honor to welcome to the stage our president, Aaron Renner.
Get to your feet for our president, Aaron Renner. Okay. Next, we have one of my favorites. We practically raised this young man. So Sherry, I'll let you do the honors of bringing on what we call our son.
Our son. Welcome to the stage, our Vice President of Sales and Marketing, Ryan Scott.
Don't let them get me rated, baby, stay with me. I love it. Look at intuition, play the card, play the start. And after he's been hooked, I'll play the one that's on his heart.
Oh.
Okay. Now, I don't know about you, but every company needs a scientist, right? Yeah, she said yes. So, funny story. I don't know how all of you are doing with those intelligent elevators at the hotel. Well, I got lost. And we rode the elevator up and the elevator down. The elevator up and the elevator down. I said, Sherry, we have to find the smartest person in this hotel. The elevator opened up. I looked out, and there stood the smartest person in the hotel. Welcome to the stage, Bert Winnicott.
What I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna, really wanna zig a zig. If you want,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your corporate team. You guys get up for pictures. There you go. You want to snap some pictures? Now is your time. Good. Steve, get close in. Close in. They can snap some pictures. Yeah. Okay. Now, we're so glad that these amazing men are standing here. And the time, the love, the attention that they put into this is absolutely astounding. We love them and we love you. And we're so happy to be here to show everything that we're going to be showing tonight. But first, what we want to do now is if you came from a country, we want to recognize that country and we want you to act the fool whenever we do. So you got your flags? All right, let's get started. If you're from Hungary, this is your time. Oh, Chris, wait. We forgot somebody. No, just they don't know. Oh, wait. Just kidding. Now, I just wanted to make Chris squirm a little bit. Because if you don't know Chris, what you don't know is Chris really loves to dance. Who wants to see Chris dance? Hey. Introduce him. Oh, introduce Chris.
Okay, so we are all here because we love to network. We just happen to be the most fabulous, famous network marketing company in the world.
Yes.
However, there is another side to networking. And so the next person we'd like to bring on stage is our Chief Operations Officer. This would be
Chris. Get to your feet for Chris
Fowler.
Chris Fowler. So sorry. Hey, who wants? Yeah, thank you. Who wants to see Chris dance? Hey, can we get the music? Hey, come on. Yeah, come on. He says he can't dance. He needs some help. All right, next.
Okay, our next country is Romania.
We'll get to it. Okay, now we want to bring a few more people to the stage. All these amazing tools. Who loves all the Neumi tools and the fact that they're free? We have to have some brains behind that project. We're about to bring those brains to the stage. Get to your feet for our marketing. Anton and Sergio.
I seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sometimes she take a break.
All right. What about Canada? Do we have anybody from Canada? Canada, on your feet if you're Canada. Let's see your flag. Yeah, there they are. All right, here's one. Greece. If you're from Greece, let us hear ya. Let us hear ya.
She wants to have fun with anyone. But when I see you hanging about with anyone.
If you're here representing Germany, to your feet.
Here's one, Kazakhstan. If that's you, let us see your flag. Anybody from Kazakhstan? Whatever. I can't do it. Yes. I'll do it. Okay.
If you're here representing Mexico, rise to your feet.
Yeah. Okay. All right, the United Kingdom.
If you're here from Slovakia, rise to your feet.
Slovakia.
Slovakia. All right, go ahead.
All right, here's one. If you're here from Cyprus, get to your feet. Let's see your flag. Michael, where are you? What about Australia?
Yeah.
Need somebody, not just anybody. You know, I
got
need
it.
someone.
If you're here from Panama, rise to your feet.
Much younger than today.
All right, what about Belgium? Belgium. Anybody from Belgium?
How about Costa Rica?
Costa
Costa Rica.
Denmark. Anyone from Denmark?
Switzerland.
What about this one? What about Austria?
New Zealand.
Boy, shots just like 49.
Bulgaria.
I'll get it next.
What about Finland? Anybody from Finland?
How about Montenegro?
Who?
Yeah, there.
Montenegro. What about Sweden? Sweden.
How about Colombia?
Colombia. El Salvador.
Estonia. Yes.
What about Chile? Anyone from Chile?
They win.
Okay, here's one that I bet nobody's gonna get. What about Spain?
No, you drive me crazy, baby. Turn to
Okay, yes. Yes, you bunch of show-offs. We love it here. Hey, here's one. What about Italy? All right, here's one. I bet there was some activity. What about
Poland.
And what about France? Yeah. Okay. We got you. Hey, what about the U.S.? Hey. Here's one. What about Japan? Okay, thank you so much. It is so fun to be with so many different countries. We have so much to be grateful for, and you're part of that. So you can take your seat. We did Hungary, Romania. We did, and we got everybody right. If we did not get you, raise your hand.
Who'd we miss?
Yeah. All right, you can take your seat. Now it's time to get down to some business. This is going to be the fun part. Thank you so much for your presence here. All right, we're going to be bringing back, every plane has a pilot, right? Every train has a conductor. And every successful network marketing business has a president that can see the vision and take you to it. We are so honored to have partnered with our president, Aaron Rennert. He came on board shortly after we launched our company, and it began to be explosive growth. So tonight, this afternoon, still confused about what time it is, we want to bring to the stage one of our very favorite and your very own president. Please get to your feet, Aaron Rennert.
See me want to see everybody and move. Dance all enough. And man coming at you. We just want to big up you to me. Bob Sinclair. It's a dance thing, you see me? Somewhere you just bounce up. Yeah.
Well done, everybody from Neumi. Thank you very much for being here. I forgot I needed a microphone. I was so into the countries. I thought, do I need a microphone? Anyways, I'm so excited to be here. How do you like this venue? Unbelievable. I tell you, it is one of the most beautiful venues that I've ever had an opportunity to be at in the world. It's easy sometimes to be in a hotel. It's easy sometimes to be in a convention center. But I've never experienced a beautiful maritime museum in Barcelona, Spain. Unbelievable. Thank you. I really want to thank all of you for being here for our 5-year anniversary, or what we call our Neumi birthday party. It's an experience that I hope you remember for years and years and years. And I appreciate you making the commitment to be a part of this for us. It'll be an incredible experience for you to be able to spend time with us and get to know where we're going, what our vision is, and what our hopes, dreams, and desires are for a company, as well as for you in the field. So I thank you for that, and I thank you for being a part of this incredible journey. It's one that I'm excited about sharing with you, a few thoughts and ideas and concepts to give you an idea of where we're going as we start to move into the future of Neumi. From 5 years on, we continue to build and grow and develop our communities worldwide. And what's interesting is that that vision will carry over to you as we give you enough information, as we share the knowledge with you, as we help you understand what our goals are as a company and how we've set some of the targets. Because ultimately, it's going to be our job to give you enough information, enough knowledge, and enough decision-making details that will help you achieve your success that you're looking for. So I want to thank you for that. I'm excited because really, where do we go from here as we've built this incredible community that all of you have embraced? Every one of you have really taken our message and our community and our culture, and you've developed it into your own teams. And I want to thank you for that. We have worked so hard to build our community around the world, and we're not stopping here. We're not going to stop here at the 5-year mark. We're going to continue on. So some of the things that we're looking at as we continue to build what are some of those changes that have happened over the last number of years in terms of how we currently work, how we build, how we develop our teams, etc. So one of the things that I want you to think about is that over about 100 years ago, maybe 150 years ago, life was much different. Our communities were really developed nearby our houses. We didn't venture much further than 4 to 6 miles, maybe 5 to 7, 8, maybe kilometers from our homes. And so I want you to think about what our social capital looked like back then. And this social capital that we had, that we built, that we developed, was again really developed in our community, where we worked, our family, our home, our churches, the village shops, the community market, etc. Those were all within very, very small distances of where we lived. And then over the course of time, the world got much bigger. We were able to travel farther. We were able to go to distances that we weren't able to go to, again, maybe 20, 30, 50 years before. So as times have changed, we've changed. And so as the world got bigger, it's interesting because as it expanded, it actually shrunk. And so we became much more connected to our devices. Our phones became part of our life. And this is what we really believed brought us together, but it really separated us. And unfortunately, for one of the most connected societies in the history of world, we're now more disconnected than we've ever been. And Esther Perel, who is a wonderful psychologist and a psychotherapist, had talked about the fact that it really has become difficult for people to make those social connections now. It's more and more difficult for people to come together, to understand each other, to create that relationship, that bond, and what it is that we believe in each other. And so when we think about those relationships that we're building, those relationships really start and are really developed over the course of time as we come back together as a group. The problem with social media is we see things online that seem unachievable, and really they are. They're filters that are in front of faces. They're backdrops that aren't even real. Information that's being shared that you'll never see. So now people are having a difficult time. They want to get to know their friends, their neighbors, but they see them doing things that they could never do because they're being proposed to on a beach in Hawaii or in Barcelona or in the south of France. And so ultimately we see these things and we think, I'll never be able to have that. So I'm unfulfilled. I can't find joy. I can't find fulfillment. And so the problem is, how do we take the next step from that mode of being in this world, of being looking at our phones and not being present? How do we get beyond that? How do we start to get back to what really built our communities in the first place? And what I love about Neumi is that we're in 74 countries now. 74 countries. So when we had everybody stand up and wave their flags, it was an opportunity to see from representatives from many, many countries around the world that are here today to celebrate our success as a company, which means your success as a community. Isn't that amazing? What an incredible opportunity it is to be a part of something that's growing worldwide, that you can become a part of that movement that's being created. So really, as we continue to see the world evolve and we continue to see people continue to try to create new connections, that's really what this business is about. It's about connection. And the reason that we wanted to do this big event in Barcelona, Spain, or in Europe on this continent for that reason, is that we wanted to bring together these individuals that are building like crazy, that are creating the movement on this continent, and give them the opportunity to celebrate their success. That's why we're here today. It's for you, all of you. So I want to thank you and I want to applaud you for being an incredible, incredible group. Congratulations. Now, what will happen is that we hope right after Summit, we see some of the same things that we saw when we kicked off the new year. When we kicked off the new year, we had an incredible opportunity to see many, many successes. As a matter of fact, I always tell people this, and I mentioned it during the Achieve event. I mentioned that Chris Fowler always asks us a tough question. He'll always ask us, how do we measure success? Was this a successful campaign? Do we know that it was successful, and how do we measure it? And so when we think about it, you know, we've gone around the world and we've said, this is what we want to do for the New Year's kickoff. And when we kicked that off, we thought, well, we would have about 100 events, live events over January and February this year. What we ended up having was over 500 plus events around the world, live events from living rooms and kitchens of houses to cafes and meeting places around the world. And we had these incredible events where I was on the road going around. As a matter of fact, the one guy here from Japan today, Roberto, there he is back there. I met him in January in Japan. We had a lot of meetings across Japan, but it was incredible to meet Roberto there and to spend time with him and get to know his desire and his passion. And then I jumped on a plane and went to Indonesia and met with our partners there and did a leadership summit there. And we had incredible success there. Then I jumped back out and we started hitting the European communities again. At the same time I was in Europe, Sergio was in Europe, Chris Fowler was in Europe. When I was in Europe again, Ryan and Michael Firth were traveling throughout Asia. We've been traveling through Latin America, the US and Canada. We're not slowing down, folks. If only anything, we're going to speed up with your help. So as we continue to grow, we had incredible team challenge winners. So we created this team challenge. We had the Italian group that won the team challenge. So congratulations. We had the Polish group that won their team challenge. So congratulations to the Polish group. And then if you can imagine, we had this little group growing out of Kazakhstan. And when I tell you, yeah, congratulations to Kazakhstan. When I tell you that they're not quite set up yet completely as a country, and they're still building and they're still growing and they're doing everything they can to develop that business, but it sometimes takes them a month to get their products. So think about that. They're working through difficulties and challenges that many of you don't have to deal with. So realize as we continue to grow and continue to build, our goal is to continue to develop around the world. And as we do that, we share these success stories. We have opportunities to continue to develop with you and show you some of these things that we're going to work on. So over the course of the next day and a half, you're going to have an opportunity to learn from our executive team. You're going to have an opportunity to spend time with our leadership from the field, these incredible leaders that have grown and really developed their business. And you'll have a chance to hear directly from them about their successes. The other thing that we're going to work on is that we want to make sure that you understand what does it take to go into new countries and new markets. And Chris Fowler, our Chief Operations Officer, who I can tell you is one of the best in the world by far. If you don't know who Chris is and you haven't met him, he's the reason that we're able to accomplish a lot of what we're able to accomplish to create an incredible customer experience worldwide. So congratulations to Chris. And we're going to hear from him about our cadence and our flywheel. He'll also talk about some of the advancements that we've made, as well as some of the enhancements that we've made around the world, so that you'll understand what we're doing to, again, make your business continue to perform at the highest levels. So as we do that, we have to recognize what else is coming. Well, we've got Steve, who's going to come up right after I finish. And I've got to tell you, if you knew what I know now, which you will in about an hour, if you knew what I know now, you would not be able to sit here and talk to me or listen to me. You would be out on your phones and you would be calling everybody you know to let them know about this new technology that has been validated by Eurofin study. You're going to find out about the product that we're using and that we use to validate that study. And you're going to find out all of the information that comes behind that and understand how you now have access to it. It's going to be an amazing, amazing speech, and nobody better than Steve Scott to do it. So I'm excited about that as well. The other thing that we've got is Steve will talk a little bit about our medical advisory board. And so he'll spend some time getting into some of the details. What are we doing? How are we doing it? And why are we doing it the way that we're doing it? And these things that you're going to hear about today are going to blow your mind. I really mean that sincerely. But the good news about it is that you have an opportunity to take this information. If our translation is working well, the wordly, if you're able to hear what I'm or see what I'm seeing or saying, you'll take this information back to your teams and be able to develop an incredible business with the knowledge that you'll leave here with. The other thing that I want you to realize is that our innovation and our strategy and our infrastructure is continuing to develop and be refined. So many of you that were on the tail end of our tour that we did, that Steve and I went on in May, we started in Budapest, Hungary. We then went to Oradea, Romania. Here's the good news. I literally have been pronouncing Oradea, Romania for years. And I just found out last night through Sandor, who used it correctly. And I said, wait a minute, I've been saying it wrong. So realize that I don't always get it right. The long and short of it is that we went from Romania. We then went to France, and we had this incredible meeting in Bordeaux, France. We then went to Spain and Valencia. We had an incredible meeting in Valencia, Spain. Very heartfelt. We then went to Verona, Italy. We had 650 people in the room. Incredible event. Unbelievable. But most of our time was spent with doctors. Doctors learning about our technology. Doctors learning about our delivery. Doctors learning about the glutathione experience and how we get it to the cell. Now you're going to hear about it from Steve today. But we're not slowing down with that, because as we continue to develop that, we continue to work on a new website. We want our website to be extremely clean and work extremely well. So part of it is making sure that all of our technology is up to speed. You're going to hear from Ryan today as he talks about his efforts and his diligence to ensure that we have the best experience online that we can have, making sure that the app is up to speed. And then, of course, the compensation and enhancements to the plan really give people a reason to run and retain their people. It's a beautiful mix of a new compensation plan that does so much to really help people understand the psychology of the plan, but also help them achieve their goals and their dreams and their desires. So as we continue to work through this, we're going to ask that all of our diamonds make a huge effort and a big response to what we're delivering, so that we do a Diamond Momentum Tour. And that Diamond Momentum Tour will follow right on the heels of the summit. As a matter of fact, I think Sergio leaves from here and goes to France. Am I right? Yeah, so he goes to France. So France put their calendar up and said, we want to have you guys in France immediately. I think there are a few more meetings that are being organized. I just found out last night that I needed to hurry up and book a ticket to Canada. I think it's in a week, maybe it's in a week and a half, because I've got to go to Canada for 2 days. People are starting to book their meetings. They're starting to book their times. They're getting their weekends. That's what always happens. Everybody wants the weekend. So my recommendation is that get with your diamonds and find out how you can organize events in your cities. Because when you finish with this meeting, when you finish with what we're trying to accomplish here, you're going to find out that you've got to now run with us. We're going to be running as fast as we can possibly run. And it will be your job to keep up with us. I always tell people, and I use Italy as my example because Davide has done a phenomenal job with his team there. And I always say I've always kept up in front, just mostly always trying to stay in front until Italy started running. And then we got a little bit behind because Italy has a complex country. They have a lot of regulatory standards to make sure that we're compliant. You're going to hear about that again over the next day or so as Chris Fowler gives you an update on some of the things that we're doing. So the good news is we're starting to catch up, but it doesn't mean we're in front of anybody yet. So the goal is that we get in front of you and we help you achieve what you're trying to achieve, and we don't slow you down in your process. So my goal here today is to give you the opportunity to really understand where are we going as a company, how do we get there, and where do you fit in? And I can tell you this, without you, without every one of you in this room, and without all of the tens of thousands of people we have around the world, we can't do it without you. We would be not in this room today if it weren't for all of you. So I want to thank you. I want to congratulate you on your successes. I want to welcome you to Neumi if you're brand new. I want to let you know that we're here to support you, to give you the opportunity that you need right now in your life to change other people's lives It starts with you. That's Neumi. Love you, everybody. Thank you. You okay?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron Renner. All right, let's do a little fun stuff. Who wants to do some fun stuff and who wants something for free? Woo! All right, so we have an amazing store that is going to be open. We got some specials that are going to be going on. It's going to be, you're going to be able to shop tonight till 9 p.m. And there's a special going on with that shop.
So at Neumi, the Neumi corporate team created a lot of tools for us to use. Does anybody have a copy of this amazing book yet? It's available in the Neumi Swag store. It's available for purchase for $5. But for this event, and while supplies last, you will be getting this book free with with a swag purchase, one-time book purchase.
All right.
It's a great tool.
We want to thank our marketing team. Let's give them a round of applause for this. This is a great intro skill. All right. Sound team, give us some quick music. Show me what you got. Show me your best move. And we're going to be tossing some free stuff into the crowd. So get to your feet. All right. Give us some good music. Gotta have music. All right.
E pela magia de Tana, ao seu poder, canta cumprir a ilusão, cambiará a teva vida, ao seu arcana, bonaventura, a um amor e fortuna, se lida manas, anda ilusão. Conta muito e não paralelo.
All right. There's a story about that. Bad arm. Okay, that's just a sneak peek of what's in the store.
Thank you.
We have tons and tons of t-shirts. You're going to be wearing your Neumi swag. Don't wait until you get home. Go ahead, purchase those. Start wearing those around. It's great advertisement. Our team has done a fantastic job of putting all this together. Now, who loves recognition? We all love, thank you. We all love to be recognized. And tonight we're going to be recognizing, or this afternoon, sorry, I'm still off on my time. We're going to be recognizing some very important people. If you are, and you have made senior member with Neumi, we want you to stand up and we want to recognize and honor your achievement. So if you're a senior member, rise to the occasion and we celebrate you. These are future diamonds. They like it. Okay. All right. We want to thank Sergio and Anton for putting together the recognition that we have. It's so exciting to really put people out in front when they perform and they do great things. Every little bit of recognition matters, and it's very important to us at Neumi that you are recognized. So we want to thank Sergio and Anton for that. Now, these are some things that you're about to hear that could change possibly the trajectory of your business. And I don't have the announcement, but I know a man. So get to your feet. We want to welcome again the founder of Neumi, Stephen K. Scott.
Can I be heard? Oh, good. I don't know if you heard it. I asked that they play a song, Wipeout. Were they playing that? Huh? Oh, okay, good. And the reason I chose that song, because they say, what song do you want for your wife for your walk up? I don't care. But then I thought about it. We were once challenged about a year ago by a scientist who said, I don't believe you're getting glutathione into the cytoplasm. Now, this wasn't a kitchen scientist. This was a very highly degreed from a great university scientist, and he didn't believe it. And I was so upset, this was on a Zoom call, that I walked out. And my staff, our executive team, continued the call, but they got to talk on the other side to an empty chair because I know what we have. I've seen it demonstrated. Well, we ended up spending tens of thousands of dollars to have a study conducted to see how we lined up against other glutathione products when it comes to actually getting into the cell. I'm going to go over that with you today. In about a week, in the next week, it will be posted. The study itself will be posted online. But there's a lot of things I want to talk to you about before I get to that. And I want to start out. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay. And for those that don't know, I'm the highest attention and deficit disorder person ever tested by the University of Utah. I had one brainwave that didn't even show up. And in fact, the man that was testing me looked at my wife and said, I am so sorry. And I said, hey, I'm right here. And he said, I'm not sorry for you. She has to live with you. And then he looks at her and says, how do you do it? And she shook her head, yes. That was in 1998. So I am distracted by distractions. So I want to stay on point this whole discussion. Oh, look, they have it on here. See, I'm ADD. I just noticed on the screen. What do they have here? Okay, great. I want you to write down, if you can, in your own language, or you can use English, 3 words. One is breakthrough. What is a true breakthrough? I've spent my whole life looking for breakthrough products. A breakthrough is a product that can do something that no other product in the world can do as effectively or as efficiently. In our case, the breakthroughs that we have in hydrostat, everybody's afraid I'm going to fall off the stage. Thank you. I have one of the person that set the, will you come on up? I told you I'm AD&D, get in the center. This is the lady who is going to have a baby. And she and her team have set this all up. They picked out the venue. They set it up. They've been working so hard. I know that stress isn't good for a baby. I made her sit down today. So, Rachel, we love you. Thank you for everything you have done. This is just amazing. And watch your step. Okay, so a breakthrough, when you have a true breakthrough, you're not just the cutting edge. You're so far ahead of anything else that's out there. Most of you, some of you know, I had a great career. For 30 years, I was making millions of dollars a year. For 30 years, I had the best partners in the world. We were like family. We started a business together and grew it from $5,000 to billions of dollars in sales. And I had a great partnership. I had the most fun job in the world. My job was finding breakthrough products and then creating television campaigns to introduce those in the United States. I had Academy Award winning celebrities like Charlton Heston, Cher, Jane Fonda, forgive me for that one, and just unbelievable. I had 93 celebrities in the course of 35 years, recording stars like Kenny Rogers, Emmy Award winners like Tom Selleck, Michael Landon, John Ritter. They may not be known to you, but everybody in America knew our celebrities. Now, who in their right mind would leave a job that's paying them millions of dollars a year, letting them work with people they love as much as their family, and who has a job that is so fun every single day, I couldn't wait to start work for 35 years? Who in their right mind leaves that? Someone who finds the greatest breakthrough of their life. And that's what happened to me. A medical scientist from Mayo Clinic introduced me to a word I had never heard of, and the word was glutathione. And he challenged me. He said, Steve, the person that can really deliver glutathione and its cofactors into the cell will change life on earth. And I started with a glutathione product that was precursors, things that your cell it requires to make more glutathione. I put millions of dollars into that and many years. I ultimately walked away in 2014 from that job. But I had a management team, unlike this team, that I won't say anything bad about, but I could no longer work with them. And I walked away from that because I was working with a particular medical scientist on the nano delivery of glutathione and its cofactors. Because, I'm not going to fall off. He says I'm scaring everyone. Can you all hear me? There. Thank you. Okay. How blessed am I that I get to work with two of my sons every single day in this company. It's a miracle because they're really not intelligent kids. Just kidding. See, jokes don't work here because of the timing of the translation. No, the greatest blessing in my life, besides this breakthrough and my personal relationship with God, next to that comes my sweet family, my amazing family. I can't talk because I'll cry. But anyway, he introduced me to this potential for a breakthrough. And then we got to nano. What's nano? It's not taking a molecule and making it smaller. Nano is trying to keep the delivery of molecules as close to their natural state and smallest state. And that's very, very difficult. The human body and cells are designed to keep things out, not let things in. So we started this effort. I spent more money And a few of my friends said, can they invest? And so they put in millions. And shortly after we started the company, God introduced us to Bert. Bert, would you stand up again, please? So Bert developed the technology we needed to do what nobody else in the world was doing. It's a breakthrough beyond imagination. Not only is our glutathione delivery a breakthrough, but hydrostat is a huge breakthrough. We currently are working on 5 patents to protect all of this. So we have it for you. And so breakthrough is the second word. You have a breakthrough. But the third word, actually, I'm going to tell you 4 words right now. The third word is legacy. What's a legacy business? A legacy business is a business that doesn't stop when you stop. It has the potential to go on for generations. I heard a lot of testimonies in the last couple of days from the people who attended our Achieve, and one woman gave me her testimony, and when I say miraculous, it's truly miraculous. Okay? Now, what does that do? It not only changes her life, but it changes the lives of her family. And because she can't stop talking about what changed her life, it's going to change other people and other families. And it's going to go on for generations. I could show you things that I'm not allowed to show that show you that we are doing what nothing else in the world can do. Okay? And it'll keep doing it. It'll keep changing lives. I look at so many of you who I can remember the day I met you in your different countries. And people saying, I'm going to be a diamond. And I want to say, yeah, we want you to, but maybe harder than you think. And then they become diamonds and double diamonds and triple diamonds and crown diamonds. It's amazing. So we're not only delivering a breakthrough product, we're helping people with their finances in this very troubled world. Okay, that's legacy. The fourth word that I'm going to give you, because I saw this in action last night. My wife is here. A while back, she had a concussion, and it continues. And when it puts her in bed, she's in bed in a hotel. She'll be here tomorrow, hopefully. But after a while, you start to lose a little hope. And we had Dr. Nicolopoulos and his wife, because she adores them, as I do. And they came to our hotel room, and I watched what happened to Shannon in the space of about 5 minutes, because he gave her hope. He said, it's not going to go on. We can fix this. Everything you're talking about is fixable. And Shannon believes in him. And all of a sudden, it was a miracle. I watched a transformation because of hope. We have a product and a technology and people that can deliver hope like no other product, no other company, no other family in the world. And hope, true hope, changes everything. So I've got to define hope for you. So hopefully you will write this down. Most people have a wrong concept about hope. They think it's like a wish. I hope the weather is good in Barcelona. I hope I can catch my plane. I hope there's not too many people in security. I hope the lines aren't. Those are wishes. Wishes are like clouds. They come, here comes a cloud, they go, okay? There's nothing. So I used to fly, and I've been in a jet fighter, supersonic. I've flown gliders with no engines. I loved flying when I was growing up. And I will tell you, clouds have no substance. A little bit of moisture, you feel a little bump. But really, if you want to stand on a cloud, you can't. You can't build anything on a cloud. That's not hope. So here's the definition you want to write down. Hope is the well-founded, you've got to underline that, the well-founded, confident belief that that which is promised, persuaded, or committed, pursued or committed, will be achieved within a reasonable amount of time. So I'm going to repeat that. Hope is the well-founded, confident belief that that which is promised, pursued, or committed will be achieved within a reasonable amount of time. Dr. Nicolopoulos came into the room, and my wife's been really struggling with 3 health issues. And he looked at her, he said, I'm going to get your blood work, which arrived today. And he said, I'm just telling you, Shannon, this is not a problem. We're going to work it out. And I mean, she got so excited. Well, that help that he gave was founded on what? A lifetime of experience. He is one of the top scientists I've ever known in my lifetime. And yet he's humble. And I love humble people who realize what they have is the result of God and other people in their lives. My wife has a hope now, see? Well, you have a technology and a product and a science that are well-founded. There's over 206,000 published studies on glutathione. Glutathione is the most studied molecule in all of medical science. Glutathione is a miracle working molecule. Did you know there's no life on earth without it? The only life that would exist on earth without glutathione are a very specific single cell bacteria. Everything else has to have glutathione to survive. Problem is, as you're going to see in a minute, glutathione declines as we age. It starts declining at the age of 20. Okay? As it declines, it opens the gateway, and we'll show you a study that you can write down and reference. It opens the gateway to 78 major disease classes: heart disease, cancer, kidney disease, diabetes, liver disease, and on and on. There's actually a study that shows all of this and proves it. It was published in the Journal of Biological Chemistry. Okay, so let's start. All of this is just preamble. Now we're going to start what I'm supposed to say. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I have to see where we're going. Okay. Dr. Mehmet Oz, the number 2 person in the Department of Health in the United States, Harvard heart surgeon, professor emeritus of Columbia University, a brilliant doctor driven to help people. And here's what he said: glutathione is the most powerful antioxidant you've never heard of. It's what helps prevent the diseases that you fear the most. What do you fear? You know, the older you get, I'll be 78 a month from now. And only one person in my lineage on my dad's side, going back 400 years, one person has made it past 79. I think about that because I have 17 kids and 17 grandchildren. And I told you I'm ADD. By the way, I love the pink dress. Okay, so I have 7 kids, 17 grandkids, and I want not just to exist, not just to survive, I want to be able to play with my grandkids like I played with my children. I don't know if in your country you have my favorite cartoon character. My grandkids try to imitate that, and it's so fun to listen to them. See, that's what I want to be. When Ryan was about 10 years old, he came up to me and said, Dad, I figured it out. I said, figured out what, Ryan? I figured out how old you have to live to. I said, how old? He said, you have to make it to 94. I said, why 94? And then he recited how old each child will be when I turn 94. My youngest child is my youngest daughter. Her name is Hallie. And he said, Hallie will still be young, but I'll take care of her. That's why I want to make it to 94. That'll be a good age, but I don't want to be Grandpa. It's Gracie. Gracie. I don't want to do that. Gracie! I'm so glad you came to see us. That's how I want to live. I don't want it to stop. Okay. Glutathione is one of the keys, just like he says, to fighting off the diseases you fear the most, even before you get them. That's what's amazing. And you'll hear about that from Dr. Nicolopoulos. He has made some amazing discoveries that we didn't know about our science and about our product. Amazing. He's discovered what goes on at the mitochondrial level with our product specifically. And you get to hear it tomorrow. And you know what that does? It opens up a whole universe of products that we can develop. This is just the beginning. This isn't the end. We can't get it to the world, but you can. You can get it to your world, and that's why we need you so badly. Okay, here we go. I love that guy. Okay, this is the general decline of glutathione. On average, it's about 8 to 15% per decade. Now, you can have low glutathione levels way before 20 if you have a disease. I had asthma as a child. That lowers the glutathione levels in the lining of my lungs because my lungs would have to work harder to get the same amount of oxygen to the cells. Well, when they work hard, guess what happens? It creates what's called oxidative stress. And that creates all sorts of other problems. And glutathione is what the cells look to mediate oxidative stress. That's what we're all about. Okay, we're going to show you stuff. Don't worry, some of you have already seen some of this stuff. I'm going to show you stuff today you've never seen. Okay, here's the study. Now, this study was in the Journal of Biological Chemistry, 2009. You can Google, if you Google that title, glutathione dysregulation and the etiology and progression of human diseases. It has over 600 citations to other scientific articles. Incredibly researched. That was sent to me by a medical doctor who's also a scientist when he started seeing what we were doing. And it's wonderful. It's amazing. You can see the date. It's March 2009 by the University of Rochester Medical School. Okay, here we go. Now, there's lots of glutathione products out there. You can tell this to anybody you talk to. They can go on the internet and find glutathione. They can go to any health food store and find glutathione. But we have world-renowned scientists that work with us for no pay. They don't get paid, but they're from some of the finest institutions in the world: Harvard, Sloan Kettering, that's Dr. Nicolopoulos, Cleveland Clinic, Mayo Clinic, Stanford University, and on and on. And they work for free. You know why? When the COVID pandemic hit, they used our product off-label. And they used it with some other things. And they found amazing results. And they all said, okay, hey, this stuff is amazing. We want to work with you. I would always say, we can't pay you. Oh, I don't want pay. I just want to stay in touch with what you have because it's such a breakthrough. Okay, so our doctor from Stanford, who has brought over 200 therapies for cancer and heart disease to the world. He headed a big research team at Stanford. He said this. He said, when you look at all other delivery forms of glutathione, they're on a skateboard. You've got an F-35. Now, an F-35 can fly from Los Angeles to New York City, clear across the American continent, in 2 hours. One man thought, I'm going to skateboard across America. It took him 67 days. Okay? You see, we're not just about a breakthrough. We're about delivery and timing. Because how fast something gets into the cell and utilized by the cell, literally, and I won't tell you what disease states, but it's a matter of life and death. Not fast, children die. Fast, children survive. And but we don't make any claims, by the way. We are a supplement. Our goal isn't medical. Our goal is to give the cell what it needs to have more glutathione and to build more of its own glutathione. That's all we do. But that's a miracle, and you're going to find out why in a minute. Okay, let's see what else we have. Okay, when we first developed this technology in 2018, I knew if it was the breakthrough I thought it would make a big difference with athletes. We were meeting today with a doctor on our medical board that's here in Spain. He has 25 clinics, sports medicine clinics. He has world-class, world record holder amateur athletes, but also professional athletes. And he and his partner came and sat down with Aaron and I and said, okay, where do we stand in relation to this? We want to do the research. And they're not asking us for dollars to doing research. They want to do it with hundreds of patients, and we'll supply them product. But this was a good friend of mine. He was the strength and conditioning coach for a Super Bowl winning football team. You know, real football, not soccer. I'm waiting for the translation. I know that's not popular. Anyway, but he had been an amateur weightlifter since he was 14 years old. When he was 49 in 2008, he set the world record at 804 pounds. Bench pressed 804. That's basically 340 kilos. That's a lot of weight. Well, then we developed what we have. He was 59. Okay, but I'm going to go over time. Are you guys okay if I go over time? Okay, this is too important. So at 8:04, I called him in 2018. He was 59. I said, how are you, Bill? He said, not good. I said, what's wrong? He said, the job's good. But he says, man, my lift's in the toilet. He says, my recovery is so slow, I can only lift heavy once a week. I used to lift heavy 4 times a week. And my body's full of inflammation. I hurt from the time I wake up till the time I go to sleep. And my lift's down to 700 pounds. And I said, at 59, a bench press of 700 pounds is a lot of weight. He said, yeah, it's a world record for a 59-year-old, but I don't get to work out with the young guys. So I told him about our product, sent it to him, told him how to use it, and here's what happened. He went from 725 to 1,050 pounds in a year. At his retirement meet at the age of 62, he lifted 512 kilos, 1,129 pounds. How does a 62-year-old lift 40% more weight than he lifted 13 years earlier in his prime? That's called oxidative stress. He's reduced his oxidative stress, and when you do that, everything works better. And you're going to hear about that from Dr. Nicolopoulos tomorrow. Okay, this was another athlete. She was a dear friend of our family, and she's a former Army captain, marathoner, and cyclist. So she had a 100-mile bike race coming up. We sent her the product. She tried it on Wednesday, broke her personal record for a 30-minute sprint on a bike. The next day, she did a 35-mile trial run on it, broke her personal record again. Saturday, she does a 100-mile bike race. And Saturday, I get a call from her husband at the hospital. He said, Tammy had a fall at mile 38. I said, was it bad? He said, yeah, broke her helmet, knocked her out. She woke up in a hospital and shredded her face. Now, the plastic surgeon looked at that in the hospital and said, that's going to take 5 weeks to clear. And then you got to wait 60 days, and then we'll work on the scarring. Well, look what happened. She got home on Tuesday night. The wreck was on a Saturday, and she thought maybe this stuff will work topically. So in addition to swishing, she put some on a cotton ball and applied it to that area of her face one time. Then on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, she applied it 3 times. Here's what happened. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 weeks of clearing in 5 days. The plastic surgeon couldn't believe it. I've owned a number of cosmetic companies. When I saw that, I thought, my gosh, we may have the world's best skincare product. So I put some in spray bottles, sent it to a handful of ladies and said, spray your face 5 times a day. Each time it only takes about 3 seconds. Here's what happened. First one to come back was one of our hostesses today, Sherry Warner. Look at that. My former formulator, who was the head formulator for the company that created Botox, took one look at that, said, Steve, she's had a facelift. No topical product in the world can do that. He works for the #1 skincare company in the world, in a sense, the company that owns Botox. I said, no, she lives on a farm, works on a farm. No chemical, no scalpel, no lasers ever touched her face. He said, then you have something no one else in the world has. That's a breakthrough. Okay, we're going to go fast through these before and afters just to validate. So here's what happened. We started offering it to our Neumi family. This is an 80-year-old in Africa. You can see the difference. This is, we don't have her age. 5 weeks in Indonesia. This was 8 days. She said, I don't want to wait 8 weeks. I want to look what it did in the first 8 days. Where did my pores go? Look how it opened up my eyes. Look at my forehead. Amazing. Okay, we'll show you a few more. When this lady came into our office, she looked like the picture there. Aaron and I both thought she was around 42 to 45. She's 60 years old. Okay. Now I've got good news for you. We've got a surprise that's now going to be available for the first time. We've taken our skincare before and after pictures. as well as some hair care, and we put it in a little booklet. And that booklet, you can buy it for $5, or if you buy stuff, what do you call the stuff? Huh? Swag. If you buy swag, then you can get it for free. And we'll have that available on our website very soon. That's how people say, how do you do it? Because most of the people I talk to end up getting product and buying and joining Neumi. And I say, I have a book, and that's part of the book. And I show it to people. Okay, look at this guy. Mugshot. I've just come home from the golf course. And he's 67. That was in 6 weeks. These are the words that are on this book on every page. And they're keywords. And by the way, we'll have it in back office, and you can do whatever you do on that little thing where you point your phone at it, and it'll come up in your language. Okay, so that was amazing. Those were my hands. I was only 71 at the time. Sprayed my right hand, didn't spray my left hand. You can see the difference. I love this lady. She's in Hungary, 87 years old. That was 7 weeks. She sprayed her face 5 times a day. I met her brother and her nephew. They were at our event in May in Hungary, and they said, oh, you ought to see her now. She looks so much better than your picture. Well, my gosh, how do you have a change better than that? 85-year-old in Greece. She said, I had old lady legs. Now I have young lady legs. There's a young lady. Look at that. Evened out her skin tone in 10 days. This lady was a smoker. That was in 8 weeks. All the damage to her skin from the smoking had disappeared. I love this lady, 84 years old, and that was in 4 weeks. I said, how many times did you spray a day? And she says, I have a strategy. I have bottles all over the house, and anytime I pass one, I spray. Pretty amazing. Okay. 85-year-old in Canada. That was in 6 days. That one's pretty amazing. That's a 70-year-old in 9 months. Look at the difference. Tighter, brighter, younger looking, smoother. That's what we do. And I'm showing you this for 2 reasons. This is in Israel. She's not 58. She's 70. She works on a kibbutz, and that's in 8 weeks. We're almost done. I love this one, and this is the end of this. He's 94 years old, and he said, I love the new look, but more important, I feel like the guy on the right instead of the guy on the left. That's what I want to do. Okay. Now we have hair. In this booklet, we also have our before and afters on hair. Just a few, but enough to get the idea. 60 days, 60 days, 60 days, 60 days, 60 days. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So that's the booklet. And you'll be able to share it with anybody. It's easy. On airplanes, I show this to flight attendants. And I say, do you think these are good before and afters? They answer by saying, how do I get it? That's all they have to see. Okay, that's a breakthrough.
Every cell is like a tiny city. It has factories, recycling centers, security checkpoints, communication networks, all inside something too small to see. Cells achieve a level of organization engineers still admire.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the cell, because I want you to see you have 37 trillion cells. Every one of them is alive and functioning, and you are 37 trillion miracles. Man has never been able to duplicate a living human cell. Best scientists in the world can't duplicate it. This is a 2-minute video that I'd like you to watch, because then you begin to understand the depth of our breakthrough. Here we go, I think.
Every organ, tissue, and structure in the human body is built from cells. This remarkable microscopic world contains specialized components called organelles.
The cell membrane is a protective barrier that surrounds the cell. It regulates what enters and leaves, maintaining a stable internal environment.
The cytoplasm is a gel-like substance that fills the cell. It supports organelles and serves as the site for many cellular reactions.
The nucleolus produces ribosomes, which are responsible for building proteins needed by the cell. The nucleus acts as the cell's control center. It contains DNA, the genetic blueprint that directs all cellular activities. The rough endoplasmic reticulum synthesizes and transports proteins. Its surface is covered with ribosomes that actively produce these essential molecules. The Golgi apparatus modifies, packages, and distributes proteins and other molecules to their destinations. Ribosomes are the protein factories of the cell. They translate genetic instructions into proteins that perform countless biological functions. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum produces lipids, detoxifies harmful substances, and stores calcium ions. Vesicles transport and store materials throughout the cell, ensuring efficient communication and movement of substances. Lysosomes contain digestive enzymes that break down waste materials, damaged organelles, and foreign substances. Mitochondria are known as the powerhouses of the cell. They convert nutrients into ATP, the energy currency that fuels cellular activities. Together, these organelles work in harmony to maintain life. Though microscopic in size, the human cell is an extraordinary system.
There we go. Every cell in your body is active right now. It's not just sitting there like a tablecloth or a glass or a bottle. It has those activities and millions more activities in every cell. Every cell in your body is millions of times more complex than anything man has ever created. And guess what? How tiny is that? Can you see this needle? This is a sewing needle. You could put 8,000 of these cells on the point of this needle. Are you getting a scope? Now, that little membrane it talked about is not only designed to let things in, it's designed to keep things out. And that creates the problem that we overcome. So I went ahead and I did a quick little thing, and you can do the same thing. I wanted to see if glutathione was critical to each of these parts. So I Googled that question. Is glutathione critical to the organelles? Absolutely critical to the survival and function of the organelles. Is glutathione critical to the cytoplasm? Yes, glutathione is absolutely critical to the cytoplasm. Is glutathione critical to the nucleolus? Is absolutely critical to ribosomes. Part of the ribosomes itself. It is not. It protects, it creates a specific chemical environment ribosomes need to build and fold proteins. Do you know if your proteins are misfolded, the cell doesn't work? It screws everything up. Guess what's in charge of the folding? Glutathione. And when it doesn't fold right, guess what repairs it? Glutathione. Yes, so it is. Okay, how is glutathione critical to proteins? Yes, it's vital for proteins. These aren't my answers. These are AI's answer, artificial intelligence. Glutathione critical to the vesicles. Yes, the master antioxidant critical to many types of biological and artificial vesicles. Nucleus, how about that? Yes, is absolutely critical to the cell's nucleus. How about the DNA? That's kind of important, right? Glutathione is essential for DNA health, okay? makes it uses the building blocks to protect this DNA. Okay. Glutathione critical to the endoplasmic reticulum. It is critical. Critical to the Golgi apparatus. Is critical to the Golgi apparatus. I know this is boring, but how about the lysosomes? It acts as a shield to keep the lysosome wall strong. Okay, great. How about mitochondria? They're the motors that produce adenosine triphosphate, which is the fuel for the cell. And it says glutathione is critical to the mitochondria. Okay, I just showed you the needle, so I got ahead of myself. 8,000 human cells could line up in a single file and not cover the point of a needle. That's how tiny. All that stuff's going on in there. Okay, here we go. Is it glutathione critical to heart function and health? Is critical for heart health. How about lung function? Is critical for lung function. How about brain function? Boy, is that important to me. Here we go. Critical for brain health. The brain consumes roughly 20% of the body's oxygen, but it only is composed 20% of its mass. It's highly susceptible to reactive ROS, which is oxidative stress, and glutathione is what protects it. How about the liver function? Yes, glutathione is absolutely. How about gut health? Critical for gut health. How about muscle and joint function? Is critical for muscle and joint health. How about physical performance? Yes, it's critical for physical performance. How about athletic performance? Yes, glutathione is critical for athletic performance. How about wound healing? Yes, glutathione is essential for wound healing. Okay, what's the problem? That darn cellular membrane, and that your body cannot produce enough glutathione. See, when you realize what's really happening in your organs, in your muscle tissue, in the cells, glutathione, it doesn't say glutathione is necessary. It doesn't say it's needed. It doesn't say yes for health. It is critical. Okay, so here's where we get into the good stuff. So I was pretty ticked off. Has anybody ever said anything really stupid to you and you know it's not true? Every wife is nodding her head yes. Okay, husband's not so. Anyway, that's how I felt. Enough to write a check. We wrote a check for almost $40,000 for this study. What were the results? Now, what's important with glutathione isn't just the presence of the molecule. You should write this down. Glutathione, what's important is the redox activity. The redox activity is actually engaging in all the battles, okay? It's not having troops outside of the battle. It's how they engage when they get into the battle. That's redox. The Eurofins test didn't just test for the presence, increased presence of glutathione. It tested for the redox activity, that which is most important. Here's the results, okay? Normal glutathione, that was the increase in healthy cells after 5 minutes. This is a glutathione that's especially treated to get into the cell. Now, the problem, those two can't get through the stomach. But if they could be introduced to the cell will utilize them. Okay, here's what happened with hydrostat glutathione after 5 minutes. Okay, we beat out everything. The real difference is we get into the bloodstream and get into the cells, presented to the cells. Other forms of glutathione usually don't. Okay, let's talk about it. 10 minutes. Is that temporary increase, watch what happens. That's the specially prepared glutathione. It's the regular glutathione. Where did Hydrostat come out in this? Yeah, wow is right. Let's hear it for Hydrostat glutathione. People will say, do you have any clinical studies? And the answer is we have a third party by the Eurofriends, the number one testing group for biological sciences in the world. They have 64,000 employees. They have 60 offices. They perform 450 million tests a year. It's not kitchen science. People say, wow, you paid them. You can't pay them to make glutathione appear on a cell. We have a scientist here who's shaking his head yes. Here we go. What happened? Uh-oh. Did I go wrong? Okay. These are the cells, I think. Huh? These are the depleted. So they tested two groups of cells, 40,000 cells at a time. They tested a group that had all the glutathione it needed, and yet we increased that. Then they tested cells that had 35% less glutathione. If they went lower, the cell would die. That's where you want to really produce. And that's where you blow everything else apart. I think the total is a 6 time. Yeah, you can see about 6 to 7 times difference other glutathione. Okay. NutraSwish. Here we go. I have a confession to make. All of you have used the blue bottle of NutraSwish. Everything you've seen so far are changes that happen on that body, on that bottle, except the Eurofin study. You see, in the United States, for physicians and other people, we have a very special type of glutathione. It's called extra strength. That's what the Eurofin study was done on. Why is that not a bad thing? Because as of tomorrow, you'll be able to order extra strength. In fact, extra strength is so much more powerful, we're going to stop selling the normal. It's a little bit more expensive. It's about 3 times the price. No, I'm just kidding. It's $5 more. But you're getting so much more glutathione and cysteine and ascorbic acid. And we're going to skip that. But that's our new home run hitter, and everybody's going to have it available as of tomorrow. I don't know if we have here any to sell you. If not, you can go online and order it, and it'll be shipped directly to you. Somebody else will have to tell you the offer. I know they have some promotional offers for the convention attendees. Okay, that's what we have right now. Tomorrow, you're going to hear from Dr. Nicolopoulos, and you're going to see how radical our science is and what we achieve that nobody else achieves with glutathione. And sometime soon, we're going to introduce our 3 newest products. They all use hydrostat delivery. And all I can say is, wow. Okay, I'm done.
Behind you.
All right. Thank you so much. And let's everybody get up. Let's spread. Guys, just get up. Let's move a little bit. A lot of great information.
And when you come in your life, when I
And God. All right. All right. Thank you so much for your attentiveness. Just a few announcements. The store is currently closed while we're in session, if you will, and that store will be open after we get done. So there will be no checkout at the store. Also, Sergio asked me to announce, because of the interpretation, it's better if everyone remains quiet while the speaker is talking so the noise isn't so bad. But how many of you like the announcement about the new extra strength Swish 30? It is amazing. All right, we're going to be bringing up two more amazing people. We have shuttles that are available tonight. You need to know what time your shuttle is coming. Sherry will tell you.
7:30 p.m.
Achieve only members. Let me say that again. If you're part of the Achieve, your shuttle will be here at 19:30 or 7:30. All right, we're going to be bringing to the stage two more of our amazing corporate team members. You've already seen us introduce them. If you will get to your feet and let's welcome back to the stage
Bert Wanacott and Aaron Brenner.
All right.
We may need the slide. Well, everybody, how did you like the Eurofin study? Thank you. Here's what Steve forgot to mention, is that we will have online here in the next few days, we're going to create two papers. One paper will be specific to kind of a general overview of the study. So it makes it a little bit more easy to read and to discuss and maybe to put out to your people, to send out. Then there's going to be more of a clinical white paper that will be for those individuals that want a little bit deeper discussion on the Eurofins, on our hydrostat delivery, on glutathione in the cell, the redox capabilities. And tomorrow with Dr. Nicolopoulos, we'll have Steve Scott go over a little bit deeper into some of the study material. I think that'll be important, don't you?
I think so. What we want to make sure that everybody understands on the Eurofin study, the measurement was the redox reaction in cells in a petri dish, not inside bodies, but in a petri dish. So it does have some limitations, but combined with what we've seen over the last 8-9 years of being able to use the product and see the results that are things that you've all seen. When we got the results back on Eurofins, it was kind of like it's doing what we thought it was doing, and we were so excited about it. So you'll see more materials than what you've just hit. It'll be easier to understand when you see it on paper, I believe.
As a matter of fact, in one of the studies, we wanted to see if we could target depleted cells. And so one of the key indicators that we looked at was, could we find those cells in the body that had less glutathione, and would we target those cells to deliver more glutathione to the actual cells that needed it? The key is in the study. You'll see that. You'll see other portions of the study that will come about, and it will be absolutely amazing to you when you see all the details. But again, to give Steve the opportunity to set the ground, the foundation of the study, tomorrow we can go a little bit more vertical with it and give you some more details. Now, one of the reasons why you got two old guys up here talking about women's health is I've got a very feminine side. And so it will come out in my speech. Bert is extremely feminine, as you can tell.
Yeah. Shave my legs. And,
Yeah. Actually, I may have. But anyways, the fact is that what we really want to talk about is now that we know what hydrostat can deliver, it doesn't stop with glutathione. It doesn't stop with the HERS. Oh, it's on there. It's okay. It doesn't stop with the HERS.
It keeps going. Somebody's timing.
It doesn't stop with neuro. It doesn't stop with the skin. It doesn't stop with the hair. In a little while, you're going to hear from Ryan Scott, who came up with some ideas that really gave us the ability to push forward in another area. So again, we're not slowing down in what we can deliver, which is the key and what we wanted to find out with hydrostat and the study with Eurofins. So over the course of about 2 years now, maybe a year and a half, every time I came to Europe, I would walk in the door to a meeting, and every single meeting, people would have a bottle of HERS. And I would say, where did you get this bottle of HERS? And they would say, well, I have some friends that are in America that said that they could send it over. As a matter of fact, when I landed in Poland back in February or March, I don't remember when I was there, but when I landed in Poland, they were trying to place a $5,000 order for HERS in America. And I said, I've just got to be a little cautious because right now I'm working on a project. And really the project was, don't make it so that we can't import it into Europe if you buy too many products at once and have it shipped in illegally. So I was a little bit concerned. I'm looking at my Polish friends. I was a little concerned. And I came back home and I said to Bert, post haste, we have got to get a formula that's universal for the world that everybody can use, primarily females, but that everybody could use around the world so that we don't have to worry anymore about having a formula that's only good that we can only ship across the US, Canada, and Mexico, maybe a few Latin American countries. So Bert and his team started working on a new formula. And to create a formula that did what our old formula did was taking old botanicals that were incredible resources and extracts and trying to find a version that would actually get into Europe. So it wasn't an easy task. Every ingredient had to be sourced and then found out whether or not it could be approved for import. So we worked and worked and worked. And guess what? As of Monday, you will have HERS shipping in Europe.
I think they're excited.
So
Thank you.
I felt like HERS would be a big hit today. I didn't know it'd be bigger than Bert and I up here, than Steve Cumming, than Dr. Nicolopoulos, Ryan, Chris, Sergio, anybody.
Yeah, not as important.
No, not nearly as important. But anyways, when we change the formula, we now have to educate you on the new ingredient panel because there are a lot of incredible magical ingredients in this formula that will literally change not only your life, females, but maybe your significant other's life as well. So that's our goal, is to find out ways that we can help relationships stay together, how we can help women have a good, healthy lifestyle from a young age in menstrual cycle, all the way up through perimenopause, menopause, postmenopausal issue. We want to make sure everybody has a good, healthy environment to live in. So Bert, take it away.
Now, I'm sure that none of you here in Europe have ever used our former HERS.
Oh, boy.
Maybe? Just a little bit? We felt like that formula in the United States, when we made it, was extremely effective. Matter of fact, we introduced it through a group that had done some studies to make sure that it was effective. And so we were excited about that particular formula. And then we got up against the EU regulations, and there was a list of our natural ingredients that they said could not come into the EU area. So one by one, we've replaced them. But this is the whole concept behind what we're doing. We recognize that one size does not fit all, in the sense that we have different ages and different stages of where the women's health is, all the way from the active cycle all the way to postmenopause, with some of these types of issues that come up. So the concept in building that formula was to be able to build a formula that would address these and address it so that each and everybody can have an effect. So we have and they're designed to do those things, to balance hormones, to be able to calm and the mood and have restful sleep. Energy and vitality was an interesting piece, because that you can overdo that and disbalance this whole thing. Comfort and ease and radiant within. We think, and of course, these are the two old guys that are up here, saying we think this is a good formula. We'll talk about that in a minute. So let me talk about the 13 ingredients that are in this product. The first is maca root. It is I can go into as much detail as anybody would want us to do, and I could bore you all to death. I'm not going to do that.
Highlights, baby, highlights.
Highlights only. We've got maca root. We've got chaseberry. Now, those two were in the original formula, and we felt like those not only could get into Europe, but were very effective in our original formula. So we kept those in. We added ginger, because ginger has a process that helps, particularly in active cycle, be able to fight both cramps and bloating. Next one, lemon balm for calm and stress relief. Saffron. Saffron is one that is unique because it is designed specifically to change the mood, help the well-being. Just as an issue on saffron, and this is part of why we can do what we can do. Saffron is extremely expensive. Real true saffron is taken from the flower, and it's just the stamen, just the little piece inside the flower. So in order to get a pound or a kilo of saffron, they have to go through thousands of flowers. And of course, because of that, the price of it is extremely expensive. One of the beauties of hydrostat is that it allows us to use less of an ingredient, because we are able to break it down and be able to carry it to the cell. So we have saffron in a product that a lot of products could never have, just because of the expense. We have red clover. That was a European piece that we had not used before. There are a number of studies that suggest that red clover is effective in women's health at the more mature side of the cycle, when you start getting hot flashes. We have damian, which is for mood. It helps comfort the mood. It also helps the libido a little bit. Not designed specifically for that, but there is a difference in it. What do you know? We've got glutathione. What a surprise. That would surprise you that we would have something like that in our formula, right? Glutathione, again, is interesting. One more time, There are studies that talk about glutathione and women's health. So, of course, we put it in our product. Now, cysteine is the same. Now, glutathione and cysteine work together, and it's interesting because each of them has a strength. Cysteine reactivates glutathione, so it makes the glutathione last longer, behave better, smoother delivery. And it also helps with hair, skin, and nails. So all of a sudden, we've got a product that, although it's designed to be differently used in terms of what its overall process is, it has little gems in it that allows us to be able to say we have a strength ability, or we have an ability to strengthen skin, hair, and nails. The next one is magnesium citrate. That's designed to help with sleep issues. None of you have sleep issues, right? None of you have sleep issues. Okay, some of you might. Particularly with a women's cycle, we found that particularly as you get a little more mature, sleep can start being less of an ability. So we've added the magnesium. Of course, vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 has been proven to help with PMS for the active cycle. One of the things that we were trying to do is make sure that we had strengths on both sides of it so that we could be able to present it to women as a group. Vitamin B12, that becomes the energy process. Both of the B vitamins are a little more interesting to get into the product. One of the things you need to understand is when we're building product, sometimes we come up with a great idea and then can't put the ingredient in. It doesn't work as well as we want it to. We've got some answers for that later on. But right now, we've got the B12 and we've got calcium ascorbate. One of the things that is involved with that is the issue with osteoporosis and changes in the bone structure. Calcium is designed to support that. And that's what we have. It all fits in one bottle. And it can be shipped to Europe. You want to even look at this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for many of you in the room, we know that network marketing is made up of about 70 to 80% female. That's the deal. And as I look around the room here, I see 70 to 80% female. That's the deal. So what we know is that we've got over 1 billion women that experience menopause globally. And so we wanted to create a formula that allowed women to not suffer. We really wanted to identify a way to sharpen that capability so that women had something that could support their hormonal imbalance as they age. So one of the things that we wanted to do was also make sure that we could reduce some of those significant symptoms that women feel by 80%. So part of that is trying to identify how do we slow that process down. I don't know, my wife, I know Bert, his beautiful wife, Chris, is here.
You got to meet my sweet wife. Christine, you're going to have to stand up. The reason I am anything is because of her support. Thank you.
And she's also our poster child for Neumi Skin because she's been using Neumi Skin formula for years and years and years. So look at her face. My wife, Erica, always says, did you see Christine's face? Her skin is so beautiful. And I say, I know, use our spray every day. So she does. Anyways, so I want you to realize that 1 in 3 women are actively seeking natural solutions. They don't want to go to synthetics. They don't want to go to some type of compounded formula from a pharmacy. They're looking for ways to do it naturally so it doesn't affect or impact future health. That's our goal as well. We wanted to come out with something that would allow women to have a formula specific for their body, not a kind of a hybrid that men and women could use, but something specific. And also, of course, women that are young ladies, young women that are experiencing some of those cycle and some of those menstrual issues. We wanted to have something for them, as well as you continue to grow and grow older, those hormonal balances and imbalances start changing drastically. And I used to make the joke that I didn't realize my wife was going through menopause until I had all of my covers when we were sleeping on top of me and off of her. So she had all the covers on me. And then I noticed that at the end of the night, they would be all off of me on her. And so I realized something's up. So we started giving her hers. Every day I would give her hers. You know, here's a dose, here's a dose, here's a dose. And pretty soon she just balanced out and immediately started to feel relief from those basic symptoms every day. So again, we recognize the need to have a great formula that any woman can use regardless of age. Now, of course, we don't recommend anything under 18 years old, but the fact is it's a very safe natural formula. So up to you on how you dose it.
That's all you're going to say. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things that's wonderful about this is that we see that, well, wait a minute. I don't think you and I can really talk about this. We shouldn't be up here. A couple old guys. Why don't we bring some people up?
Yeah, let's have some women that have tried the product, tried the formula, give us a little bit of their feedback so that we can get some hers testimonials for you.
And it would be much safer for us.
Yeah, we'll have women talking about women's health, which I think is very important to Bert and I as well.
Yeah, it keeps us from getting nervous up here. While we're waiting for them to come up, I'm going to touch back to what Steve indicated earlier.
Do we know?
So far,
the women that are coming up,
we have extra strength.
Can somebody
now
help?
We have hers. You're going to have more fun before we're done.
Hey, Anton, who's coming up right now? Florence, Anlar, and Anita Zapata. Anita, please come up. And Laura, please come up. Florence, please come up.
I feel so much more comfortable about talking about this with them.
So in no particular order, we'll start with Florence. But would you mind just giving everybody, because you've had an opportunity living in Arizona, in America, to have access to the hers product, would you mind giving everybody your testimonial and some of the things that you noticed over the course of time?
Yes, I will. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I've been using the Neumi product since October 2022, and NutriSwish had already done a great detox and cleared a lot of my issues, hormonal issues. And then hers came along. And so I don't have hot flashes. I still have my periods. So I was not expecting too much. But I saw a big difference in my mood, just general mood, a better sleep. So I take it at night before I go to bed every day. And I would not live without it. And when I have my period, I feel that it's reducing the length of my period when I take hers more than twice a day.
Yes.
So I will take it 3 times a day during my period. And so it reduces from 7 days to 4 days. So that really makes a big difference. And libido, I can tell you, it does work very well too. 3 times a day is perfect. And so that really is a big difference. So it's a phenomenal product, would not live without it. And I wish all women to enjoy this beautiful product.
Thank you.
So Christoph is looking for a male product.
Yes.
Yeah, I see you. I see you. Thank you, Florence. Anita?
Witajcie kochani. Ja dzisiaj świadectwo chciałam Wam złożyć na temat stosowania produktu Neumi NutriSwish. Jestem tą pierwszą osobą w Polsce, kiedy 2 lata temu te wspaniałe, fenomenalne produkty wchodziły do Polski i jestem tą osobą, która doświadczyła dramatycznie, wręcz krytycznie niskiego poziomu glutationu. Na tej sali jest z nami wspaniały lekarz, dr Marcin Sowiński. To jest mój doktor, brawa dla niego, bo to on zdiagnozował mój problem. To jest lekarz, który zlecił mi badanie poziomu glutationu. Odkrył mój największy problem. Słuchajcie, ja byłam w takim stanie, że już nie mogłam podnieść się z łóżka. Życie ze mnie dosłownie uchodziło. Ja już żegnałam się z tym światem. Miałam tak niski glutation. Jak zdacie sobie sprawę z tego, ile funkcji glutation spełnia w ludzkim ciele, to nie da się bez niego żyć. Ponad 400 funkcji. Więc ja doświadczyłam dramatycznego niedoboru. I co się zadziało? Zaczęłam przyjmować ten produkt 2 razy dziennie, pod język, minutę trzymałam i tyle. Słuchajcie, w 2 tygodnie odzyskałam swoje życie. Zajęło to 2 tygodnie, tak bardzo mnie to podniosło. Po 4 miesiącach moje wyniki były absolutnie idealne. Według medycyny mitochondrialnej ja uzyskałam 98 współczynnik 0,98. To jest ideał. Moje komórki dostały molekułę życia, dostały glutation. To jest niesamowite. Kochani, od 2 lat jeżdżę, mówię o glutationie, mówię o tej niezwykłej technologii. Dziś pokazaliście wspaniałe badania, które na komórkach zostały zrobione, ale ja to poczułam już 2 lata temu. Jak jest to niezwykłe. I kończąc, chciałam jeszcze powiedzieć Wam o jednej bardzo ważnej osobie, o moim dziecku. Bo wiecie, jak matka choruje, to ma w sobie siłę, żeby się podnieść. Ale jak choruje dziecko, to serce matki pęka na 1 milion kawałków. I mój synek potrzebował pomocy. Mój synek, który miał poważne problemy z autoagresją, z zapamiętywaniem, miał takie różne zaburzenia. Obawialiśmy się z mężem, że nie zda żadnych egzaminów. Po prostu uczył się i nie zapamiętywał i bardzo cierpiał. I słuchajcie, ten cudowny lekarz, któremu będę wdzięczna do końca życia, doktor, zgodził się poprowadzić mojego synka. I powiem Wam, jakie jest świadectwo. Już po tygodniu mój syn się wyciszył, już nie było agresji. Z tygodnia na tydzień on był coraz spokojniejszy, piękniejszy, zdrowszy. A po 2 latach moje dziecko, które mogło nie zdać żadnych egzaminów, właśnie w poniedziałek dostał się do jednej z najlepszych szkół w Polsce, która zajmuje 3. miejsce. Jako jeden z nielicznych, tak bardzo otworzyliście jego głowę, tak bardzo z poziomu komórkowego pomogliście jemu. To jest niesamowite, te produkty, i neuro, i glutation, i ten HERS. Ja również to testowałam. Powiem Wam tylko tyle. Wykarmiłam 4 dzieci. W piersiach miałam całe mnóstwo zwapnień, torbieli. Nie były one w zbyt dobrym stanie. Tydzień temu byłam na USG. Słuchajcie, moje piersi są od środka jak nowe. Nie ma śladu po tym, co było. Tak pięknie mnie to zregenerowało. Do końca życia będę Wam wdzięczna za tą technologię i za to, że mogę obchodzić swoje 45 urodziny, bo wczoraj miałam urodziny w tak wspaniałej kondycji i zdrowiu. Bern, dziękuję z całego serca za tą technologię. Dziękuję, Neumi. Brawa dla Was, brawa.
You're welcome. That was perfect. Go ahead.
Alors, je vais parler en français. Je laisse le temps que la langue se change, peut-être. Est-ce que c'est bon je peux parler français?
Oui.
Alors, moi, j'ai découvert les produits. Je suis pas forcément quelqu'un qui avait pour habitude de prendre des compléments alimentaires, mais j'ai eu un challenge de santé qui m'a amené par synchronicité à découvrir Neumi. Quand j'ai pris le NutriSwitch, j'ai vécu quelque chose d'absolument incroyable. J'ai cru que j'étais en train de me transmuter. Donc là, je me suis dit que j'étais vraiment avec un produit absolument impressionnant et qui allait changer véritablement beaucoup de choses dans ma vie et dans la vie du monde entier. J'ai continué à prendre les produits et quand j'ai appris qu'aux États-Unis, ils allaient avoir le produit Hers, j'ai attendu avec impatience qu'il arrive en France parce que j'ai 51 ans cette année, mais donc c'était il y a 3 ans. J'ai, au niveau de tout ce qui était menstruation, j'avais des douleurs qui ressemblaient à des contractions d'accouchement à chaque période. Pour moi, c'était insupportable. Je pouvais même plus quitter la maison et j'avais des saignements qui n'en finissaient plus. Donc, j'attendais vraiment le HERS avec grande impatience. Et par chance, Florence, qui venait nous aider à faire les événements en francophonie, m'a apporté un jour une bouteille et je l'ai pris et j'ai pu constater, donc c'était l'ancienne formule, et j'ai pu constater que je n'avais plus de contraction d'accouchement et que j'avais même la possibilité de retourner à la plage les premières semaines, les premiers jours quand j'avais mes périodes. Donc, j'ai réussi à le faire venir tant bien que mal. Je me suis débrouillée à l'avoir et quand la nouvelle formule est arrivée, eh bien, j'ai eu la chance de le tester. Et ce que je peux dire, c'est que je n'ai vu aucune différence. Et à la première fois où j'ai pris le produit, j'ai même senti quelque chose qui pénétrait dans l'ensemble de mon corps avec beaucoup de douceur. Donc moi, en tout cas, le produit Hers, il change mon quotidien. Je peux terminer ma vie de femme, on va dire, qui peut enfanter d'une manière beaucoup plus sereine et beaucoup plus agréable, associée à l'ensemble des produits Neumi que j'adore. Merci Berthe, merci, 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 merci. Merci Neumi, merci Steven Scott, merci toute la famille, merci tout le corporate que j'adore, que j'ai eu l'occasion d'avoir sur le bateau, tous avec moi. J'ai pu partager avec eux. On est tellement honorés. Merci Aaron, qui est la première personne qui est venue nous rencontrer en France. Quand Aaron est venu en France, je me suis dit oui, on est au bon endroit, on va aller très très loin avec cette compagnie. Et j'ai toujours eu à cœur d'amener Neumi aux 4 coins du monde dans mes possibilités et de faire grandir l'équipe francophone. Je suis tellement fière que vous soyez tous là avec nous aujourd'hui. Je suis tellement fière de faire partie de cette immense communauté Neumi à travers le monde. Et moi, j'ai un rêve, c'est qu'on rayonne encore plus et qu'on puisse apporter notre meilleure contribution à toute cette terre autour de nous. Donc, merci, merci et merci à vous tous qui sommes là et à tous ceux qui nous écoutent à travers la caméra et qui vont nous rejoindre aussi. Merci, 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 puisque David, je suis complètement d'accord avec toi. On dit merci quand on veut recevoir quelque chose. Merci, la gratitude, c'est ce qui nous permet d'obtenir tout ce qu'on veut dans la vie. Merci infiniment.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well done. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
While we were here, oh, just a sec. We, of course, visited some of the things at the sites of Barcelona. And of course, you can't miss the sites of Barcelona that include Gaudi. Gaudi had a quote that says, to do things right, first you need love, then technique. That's the way we feel.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, let's thank them again one more time. We're so happy to have this product available to you. Hey, who wants some free stuff? Everybody ready for some free stuff? Okay, give us some music back here. Grab some free stuff. If we can get some dance music, show us what you got. Get to your feet. We got some good stuff we're going to be giving away. So give us some dance music. You got any dance music? Yeah, there you go. Show me what you got. I'm gonna go get some of those. Go get some of those. Bunch. Our next person we're bringing up. All the ladies know what this is, right? What is this called? Hula hoop. A hula hoop. Well, our next speaker, our next speaker is a chip off the old block. Anywhere you see him, he is having the time of his life. So we first met this gentleman. You can be seated. We first met this gentleman when he was probably around 12 years old. And we have followed him, his life up to this moment. Now he's married, he's a father, and now he's a businessman. He was just in a magazine, and Sherry's going to tell you about it.
He was just on the cover of the Business Q magazine. 40 people under 40, Ryan on the cover.
Being recognized as leadership and an entrepreneur, just like his dad. So we thought it would be fun today if you put your hands together, but we do want some music, sound team, because we want to see what Ryan Scott can do with this.
My wife is actually an incredible hula hooper, and she would be so disappointed in me if she saw the performance I just put on. I don't know why, but she's just really good at hula hooping. She can get low and do all the cool stuff. And she taught me one time, she said, you don't stand like this, and it's not in your hips, it's in your something. But I couldn't remember the tips that she gave me, and I'm sorry that I failed miserably during the hula hoop. Okay. They gave me the most exciting portion of the day. So I'm going to delay for a few minutes and wait for everyone to sit down, because I think everyone that's in this room is really, 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 really going to want to hear what I have to say. So if you're grabbing drinks or whatever, come back to your seats, because everyone's going to want to, oh, clicker. Now that I have my microphone, everyone can hear me. That was my dad. But before I get into what I'm going to get into, there's two things I want to touch on. One of them is the swag store. I've heard that, I think because the walls are so thick, with all the concrete and stuff, it's a beautiful venue, but I don't think the internet works very well here. So the swag store is having some technical difficulties with payments going through. But the nice thing is it's on a link, and you can buy it at any time over the weekend. And all you have to do is show your receipt, and they can deliver the swag to you. So you don't have to go and wait at the table and purchase swag there. You can purchase your swag or anything you want. You can scroll and pick your stuff. Oh, thank you. We have an enthusiastic swag shopper over there. So you'll be able to purchase your swag over the course of the weekend, and you can pick it up at any time. So don't worry, don't get frustrated. We'll work out the kinks as we go, because that's what we do. The second point that I was going to talk about is the Swish NutraSwish 4X. Oh shoot, NutraSwish Extra Strength is what we're supposed to call it. NutraSwish Extra Strength is now the default NutraSwish product that is going to be shipped all over the world. Now, last year, we had launched an improved version of our product, and we had told everyone, look, the price is going to increase by $5. So be ready for that. And over the course of the past year, we never increased it, because around 6 months in, we started that Eurofins test, and we knew that that was the product we wanted to deliver to our field at the end of the day. So we decided not to raise that NutraSwitch product that we were selling over the course of the past year. And the price increase that we talked about a year ago is what would be taking place today. So that price, it's like Steve said, it's only $5 more. Anyone who is in auto ship still receives the $50 price point. So you don't have to worry. If you purchase a $300 quarterly pack, the price is not going to change. So luckily, it's only for single bottle purchases and the 2-pack purchases where you'll see that $5 increase. If you're purchasing a quarterly pack or you're on auto ship, everything stays the same. So how about that? Extra strength for this essentially the same price. Okay. Do I have most everybody's attention? Give me a thumbs up. I'll wait for the delay. Okay. A couple months ago, I was in Arizona on a trip, and I was talking to a very prominent person about our company, about NutraSwish and about our product and about glutathione. And he was in love with our story, and he had run a very successful company. And as I was explaining glutathione to him, he loved what I had to say, but he said, that's pretty complicated. What else can you nanosize? What else can go through your hydrostat process? And he said, could you just do like hydrostat, like caffeine for me when I go to the gym? He said, because that would be incredible if I could just take something like that. And I thought to myself, he said, that would be so cool if I could just take that. So I went back to the corporate team, and I had a thought. Every product we have is a hero. We have products that do amazing things. Bert just launched hers internationally, and it's such an incredible product. It has 13 ingredients that have all gone through hydrostat that can be utilized and delivered directly to the cell. Our glutathione, Steve went through all of the functions that glutathione does in the body, on and on and on and on. But sometimes, not all of us have the photographic memory that Steve has. And for me personally, sometimes it's hard to explain the benefits of glutathione. It's easier for me to explain that our hydrostat platform is the best delivery method for nutrients in the world, right? That's very simple. And then I usually will send a video of Steve talking about glutathione because he's the best when it comes to glutathione. But when I don't have time to communicate all of the benefits that our hero products does, I thought, and I mentioned to our team, we need some products that people can refer and give to other people that are so simple that everybody knows what those ingredients are. So I said, let's take one ingredient that everybody knows, that the whole world knows, and then the message for brief introductions isn't a very long, drawn out, complex introduction. Maybe for younger people who don't have the bandwidth or the attention span to go into glutathione, maybe they can refer something that their friends are already using, but give them the best version of that ingredient. So with that, we decided to launch 3 new products at this convention. And these 3 products are so simple and so shareable that we believe that this is one tool that's going to take us to $1 billion and beyond. So with that being said, I will present to you How about that? What we've done when we can focus on one or two ingredients and package it into one teeny little bottle, we can concentrate the amount of hydrostat caffeine or hydrostat magnesium or hydrostat zinc for immunity. We can pack it into a little bottle that will last 1 month and be able to share and have the same effect as a big swish bottle. So now this is our, I'll go back. Let's see. This is our new mist line of sprays. We always say swish and spray. Now we will have a line of oral sprays that you can use to grow your businesses. So with that, I will bring up our Chief Innovation Officer to talk about the development of these products and some sample products as well. How's it going, Bert?
How you doing?
I want to say one thing. I haven't had any caffeine since I've been to Europe. Besides this, I haven't had coffee. I had a little bit of Coca-Cola, but I was dragging during the Achieve meeting this morning, and I pulled this out, and I sprayed some under my tongue, and someone made eye contact with me as I was spraying, and he looked at me like, oh my gosh, and I said, if you say anything, I'll kill you. Luckily, he kept his mouth shut, so.
Okay, so we now have extra strength, hers, and 3 sprays. 5 products for our 5th anniversary. You see how clever that was for us? Very quickly, because we don't want to take a long time. Oh. The energy spray. We've got 3 ingredients, very simple. We have caffeine, we have L-theanine, and we have taurine in it. Each one of those has a particular role. Now you got to understand that I've been over the years uncomfortable every time Ryan wants me to do caffeine because he's young and he's energetic and he'd want to drink the whole bottle. And he could do it. But we've been very careful on the sprays. Of course, you all know what caffeine does. Caffeine is the most investigated stimulant. It's got more studies than anything else. So it's naturally occurring. And it, in fact, does all of these things. It enhances alertness, reduces fatigue, and supports everyday energy. This thing was designed, and we'll go on with the next piece to it. The L-theanine, its role is to level out the caffeine. How many of you have had caffeine? It's taking you up, you get really shaky, and then it drops you back down again. Does that happen to you?
Yes.
L-theanine takes the curve, smooths it out, and drops it down more naturally. So you don't get the shakiness of caffeine, nor the crash afterwards. And then taurine goes to specifically the cells and allows the cells to act more in a way that is more energetic. So this whole concept, this whole energy concept is designed specifically as a lift, as a spray. Ryan's thought was that it would be good just before workouts in situations like that. We've had an opportunity to have, now we don't do animal testing. You understand? We do not do animal testing. And it's okay because we don't have to, because we have Ryan and Steve do our testing for us. So, Ryan, the nature of these sprays are 3 sprays, 3 spritz in your mouth, and that's a dose. That's a serving, excuse me. And as such, all you'll need is 3 sprays with all of these. Of course, there are those that would want to do more, like Ryan, who went from 3 sprays to how many did you try the first time? 12. He did 4 times what is written on the bottle. He felt just happy. He's just normal. Okay. Now we've got another one. We love the model, by the way. It's Ryan's wife. So we have our Relax formula. It is not a sleep aid. It's not designed as a sleep aid. It's designed specifically to unwind, to slow down, to change gears. We've also had people use it as they've gotten into some kind of an anxiety setting. Like standing in front of you makes me nervous. Maybe I ought to have a spray. We have 2 ingredients here. One is myoinositol, and the other one's magnesium citrate, or gluconate, sorry. And the myoinositol is a naturally occurring sugar that's in your body that makes a difference in terms of your brain saying, it's okay, you've got enough, you've done enough, it's time now to slow down, you don't have to use it, you don't have to work as hard. It creates both serotonin and GABA in your systems. Both of those are designed to slow the process down, make you more comfortable. The magnesium side of it, it's the most absorbing of the magnesiums, and it's designed, magnesium itself. How many of you have seen or know about magnesium as a sleep aid? A number of people will take magnesium in much larger doses because it helps them fall asleep. Now, we didn't do the mega dose of it, but the whole thing is to help reduce your nervous system and allow you to have a better sleep. Okay, so that's number, 4. And our 5th one the conversation that we've had on this. Now, you got to understand that we have talked about a number of products. You should be in some of our meetings sometimes. Somebody will have just seen something on the internet or an ad on TV or talked with somebody, and the conversation is, oh, we ought to be doing this product or that product. I've not ever come to a meeting like this where I have not left with somebody saying, oh, you should do this, or you should do this, or you should do this. So our product list is huge. And we started looking at what kinds of products would be the best to launch in this kind of a setting. That's a clue that these are not the only 3 that will ever come out. Okay? But for now, it's these 3. And one of the conversations we had, it was all of the things that are going on. I believe Ryan had just come back from a trip, and every time he traveled, he gets sick. You get in a plane, you travel with everybody else's air, and you end up getting ill. And so we started talking about the whole concept of creating a product that would boost immunity. And so this one has 3 ingredients in it. Fucotin is a natural product that is, well, we'll get into each one of them, but these are the 3 that are here. Fucotin, it's I love it, sulfocated polysaccharide. That's big words, but what it really is it's something that breaks down. It's from brown seaweed, and it allows a body to have a decent immunity. Now, I'm going to make a statement, and it's going to embarrass everybody, including me. It says right here, antiviral. Oops. That is not compliant. Please don't say that. We are supposed to have changed this slide out. And antiviral, if you say that, we are no longer a supplement. Please, we'll change that so that when you see it in all of the documentation, it will not say antiviral. Antiviral is a medical claim. We cannot make medical claims. I apologize to you all. Matter of fact, I know how to fix it. All right, now we're going to talk about, can't do it. There's too many screens. All right. So we have Fucotin. We have zinc. All of you have heard about how strong zinc is for that boosts the immunity. It helps it. It's well tolerated, and it's a natural mineral. So between those 2 plus, don't you love that one? Aberinogallactin. It's a word, isn't it? Again, it is a natural product that comes from larch trees. Now, this particular product, this particular formula, uses 2 biologics that we normally don't use in a set of formulas except for our HERS formula. So it was a little bit more interesting to put this formula together. So those are the 3, with those 3 ingredients, that makes up our immune formula. So we have Ryan back up here so that he can finish this whole thing. Want you to know how important this was for us. For us to be able to take what we normally put in a dose of swish, we have to increase here you go. We have to increase the concentration almost 7 times. In order to do that, we have to be absolutely sure that we do not overload a formula. I know that you believe that we do things with great art and science, but when we do research and development on more than one occasion, we will, how do I say it, blow up the lab. We will make a mistake. It will be a formula that we can't use for 100 different reasons. These were all very, very tricky, if I can use that word, because we wanted them to be strong, but we couldn't make them so strong that the ingredients started to cascade out of the bottles. So it's Ryan's fault because that's what he wanted, and we did the very best we could. So thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Bert.
Thank you.
Uh-oh. You don't have a microphone.
No, you do.
Oh.
So I'm going to use your microphone. Ryan and Michael did an amazing Asian trip.
I was going to say that.
Oh, you were?
But that's okay.
Okay. And he got so excited. They both felt, and you know how it feels when a cold starts to come on. They used immune, woke up the next morning, perfect. He told me that. So every time I felt something coming on, I used it. Next morning, gone. So that was good. The other thing, Ryan's young, I'm old. I hate meetings. I get bored. I start to fall asleep. I spray the energy, and within 5 minutes, I'm 100%. You're going to go crazy. I haven't tried the other one, but I do have restless leg once in a while, and I've been told the magnesium is going to help that. So I just wanted to.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. Steve loves to come on and interrupt me at any time. So I try to return the favor whenever we have a game that we play where we just interrupt each other. That is true. Michael Firth and I were actually traveling through Asia. We did Indonesia, Japan, and Taiwan. And about our third day in, he and I both started to get that feeling in our throats like we were about to get sick. And he said, I need this. Please let me try it. So I gave him an unlabeled bottle and we both tried it. And it was like it would get knocked down. And then the next day it started to come up again. We'd spray it and it would get knocked down. And by day 3, it was gone. And we just kept suppressing it with the zinc and the fucoidin. So really, really exciting stuff. I'm going to put out, I'm not a scientist. I'm looking at Bert. I'm not a scientist, but I use this product in a particular way. I actually listened to a presentation by Dr. Who's our doctor in El Salvador, the ear doctor? Luis Valdez, Dr. Luis Valdez. And he's an ear, nose, and throat doctor. And he talks about the most absorbent place in your body is under your tongue. More than your cheeks, more than any other area, it's under your tongue. So when I spray the energy, which I need absorbed, I spray the energy under my tongue. When I spray the immune, I want the zinc to also coat my throat. So I do spray the zinc all the way into the back of my mouth and in my cheeks. But when I do want the energy for instant effects, I spray it directly under the tongue. 3 sprays, 6 sprays if you're not a wimp. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, so you're probably wondering how much this costs and if this is available in Europe. It's just in the United States to start. No, I'm just kidding. Of course it's available in Europe. And because we wanted this to be an introductory product to get people and maybe even younger generations using our product and trying it and sharing it before they introduce their moms and grandparents to glutathione and the benefits of those products, we decided to give this product what my dad would call a breakthrough price point at $30 to get started. So people can try this product for just $30, and it is a 1-month supply. Something I'm going to talk about tomorrow is we are continuing to evolve our sign up and our registration process. And our next step goes beyond the current build a pack system where everything is $50 or $100 pack, $300 pack. You will be able to select and pick any product you want, build a 2, 3, 4, 5 bottle pack, and it gives you discounts based on pricing, and you save more when you go on auto ship. So that follows the traditional e-commerce method that people are used to. And because now that we're introducing products that aren't just $50, they're $30, all the packs are gonna be messed up if we stay with that. So we're gonna have individual build your own pack pricing so people can get discounts and shop and get what they need. Does anyone want to try any? Okay, who wants some? Here we go. Wait. I have some more. Hold on. Here we go. This side of the room. Don't let it hit you. Oh, I hit someone in the face. We got 3 more. Oh. Over here. Don't let it hit you in the face. 1 more. And I'm all out. Sorry, everybody. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to bring on, there we go. Thank you. I'm going to bring on Anton and Sergio, and they're going to talk about what the launch of this product looks like. They're going to talk about packs, purchasing and everything. So let's bring on Anton and Sergio to discuss the promotions that we have for these products. Oh, that's the end of slideshow. There we go.
Do you love what you're seeing today?
That's good.
Can you grow your business with this? I know you can. These products are amazing. I'm not going to lie, but Ryan has been using us as guinea pigs, test subjects. So we have been bouncing off the walls. But we love these products, and we've loved putting them together to help you build your businesses. We think you will love these. So give Ryan and the creative team, Steve, Bert, everyone, a round of applause for bringing such a great round of products to Neumi.
Yeah. I also want to highlight and give another round of applause to the team because today's a very big day for me, and I'll tell you why. I'm wearing purple right now. I'll tell you a quick 1-minute story, okay? But thank you, Bert. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody on the team, because we now have hers in Europe and other parts of the world. Yeah. This was a key piece of the puzzle that we were waiting for. You know how good it feels to be here today and to see the things that we've been talking about over the last year and a half coming to pass. When now you've seen our new build your own pack. We have hers. We have these new products, new technology. It's great. Things to celebrate here for the 5th year anniversary. But the quick story I want to tell you is with hers, when now Aaron and I traveled last year, 2025 January, everywhere we went in Europe, people wanted hers. We went back, not possible. We went back out again, same thing. Then it became possible. But I want to tell you about a little quick experience that I've had, very fast. I went to Poland after flying all night. I got to a place. I was about getting out to the airport. I didn't realize this till I made a video I was going to post online, but then I realized I had toothpaste on the side of my mouth, so I didn't use that video. But right as I was walking out of the airport, I brought a bunch of samples of hers to Europe. Well, the customs agent had my bag flagged way before I walked out. So as I was ready to walk out, a guy in Poland, an official in Poland, comes up to me undercover. It wasn't even a guy dressed in uniform. Pulls out his badge, and he says, "Hey, can you?" He starts speaking in Polish. Obviously, I don't know what he's saying. So he then said, "Can you please follow me?" So I went with him. He just said, "I'm interested to see what's in that bag where I had all her samples." He opens the bags. Really nice guy. But thank you, Bert, for being a professional and labeling each sample, because that was a very quick conversation. Long story short, I'm celebrating this launch today with all of you here.
We're very excited. I know you're excited to get hers here, right? Yeah. And extra strength NutraSwish. So we're going to talk a little bit about how you can get it right away. Do y'all want to know that? Okay. We have some special packs, Sergio. We've talked about this. We wanted to make sure that you all here are rewarded for being here in person. We are going to offer something to you that is only available to those who are attending here. I know there are many who are watching live right now, Sergio. We're not going to forget about you, but let's show this one first.
Let's do it. So now that we have these wonderful products, we have these packs available for you. Pack number 1, you're going to save $70. 3 sprays. That will include the energy, relax, and immunity. Now, the benefit to this is that you get 1 free spray, and you'll get the Hers and NutraSwish, the brand new Hers that will ship out to you. Now, these packs, before I get into the others, they're limited supply to get your free sample here while you're at Summit. So if you want to be one of the ones that goes home with a sample of the new Mist product that you get free with whatever pack you desire, I encourage you to place your order today, okay? So that you can make sure you have that sample when you leave tomorrow.
When will we fulfill those packs, Sergio?
So those packs will be fulfilled tomorrow with the free Mist, and you will get, again, the rest of the other products, the Hers, the Swish, that will be shipped to you.
By the Blue Gala, right?
Yes.
So you will be able to pick up, you will have your packs by the end of Blue Gala tomorrow night.
Yeah, so tomorrow, but that doesn't mean you can't place the order today. As Ryan mentioned, you have all of the technology to do it. And these are the 3 packs. So the second pack will have 8 sprays, 3 Energies True Relax, 1 Immunity. And with this specific pack, you will get 2 free sprays. And that pack also includes the 2 Hers and 2 NutraSwish. And Anton, I believe this is the new product as well for NutraSwish, right? Extra strength.
It is. These will ship out Monday, new products to you purchasing today.
That's so cool. And then to finish things off, pack number 3, you're going to get 12 sprays, 4 Energy, 4 Relax, 4 Immunity. This pack, you're going to spend $500, but you're also going to save $350 with that value. And you're going to get 3 free sprays. So you could be leaving this summit with 3 sprays in your pocket, just like Ryan had.
So do you like these packs? Okay, good. You can place those orders at the store as well, or online.
Online through the barcode.
To.
We have some links here that you'll have access to. And you can also go to the store and order the swag.
Yeah. We don't want to forget the swag. We have some great swag. For all our friends who are watching live right now, we want to make sure that the rest of the world does not get left out.
That is correct.
So what we are offering product in celebration of Neumi's 5-year anniversary. We are offering buy 3 products, get 2 free. No?
Okay. Thank you, Anton. Yes. So I just want to echo what they said. Everyone who is here tonight and purchases the product, they get the free sprays tomorrow. If you are watching at home and you purchase these 3 packs that they showed before, if you have sprays available in your market, US, Canada, Europe, I'm not going to say any others because Chris will kill me and I don't know exactly which markets off the top of my head have the sprays. But these packs are available to everyone at home that are watching. They can purchase it in your back office. You don't have to go to shop.neumi.com. You can purchase it in your back office. And the only difference for the people watching at home is they do not get the extra sprays. Those go to you guys for making the investment and the journey to come here. And we wanted to give you an extra thank you. So those free sprays, the 1 free spray, 2 free sprays, and 3 free sprays, those go to the people who are here. But it is a killer deal even for the people who are at home, because you're getting so much product for that value that it's a great deal anyways. Now for the people, if you want to go to the next slide. For the people in the markets who do not have sprays, you will have additional promo packs in your area to celebrate our 5-year anniversary. So if you go to your back office, if you're in Japan or whatever it might be, or markets that might not have sprays yet, you will still see promotional packs through the end of the month that will be available for you to purchase and for your teams to purchase. So that's the message we want to deliver for you and for all your teams.
Yeah, what a way to honor Neumi. Happy birthday, Neumi. Well, thanks a lot. Appreciate you, Anton. Again, a big round of applause. You don't see Anton a whole lot, but I'm telling you, he is the reason we have the beautiful marketing assets that we have. So I want to give him a round of applause because he's worked tirelessly for the past few months preparing for this event. Thank you, Anton.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Sergio.
Thank you.
Okay, you liking what you hear? Round of applause for everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you again. Listen, we are so happy and so honored to be here with you and serving you all the new products. I do want to give a shout out to all of the people behind the scenes that have been helping our amazing sound team. We've got workers that are over here. We've got our fountain station. We've got people in the swag store and everyone else that's been a part of this. And again, of course, you for your presence here. We got a couple announcements. We want to make sure we are right on time tonight. So thank you so much for your attention. Now, if you are a diamond,
we're directing you over here on the left-hand side panel to go get your diamond pictures over here on the left.
Okay, if you are a part of the Achieve members that came, you are going to be meeting at the entrance of the museum at 7:15. A Neumi staff member will escort you to your location. The buses will be waiting. The van will be waiting. And you will have a ride back to the hotel. Also, the store is going to be open till 9 p.m. tonight. You can shop till you drop. And remember, if you purchase any Neumi product, you are getting the free book that Steve was talking about. Anything else?
I think so.
Huh? Diamond dinner.
There's so many things.
Yeah. What's
the diamond dinner is at 8 p.m. at the Grand Hyatt in the mezzanine area upstairs. You can bring a guest, and
that's it. Who? Oh, make your own way there. I see. No buses available for that, so make your own way there.
Thank you, Rachel.
Yes. Tomorrow morning, we will be starting at 8 p.m. Make sure that you get here early. We're going to be having some fun. We're going to be giving out some more free swag for you. And tonight, this afternoon, it has been, thank you, Rachel, again, for everything you've done. Thanks to the corporate team. And most importantly, thank you to you. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. right here.
Thank you.